I'll use that in my next weather report.
Hey, where's the fog going?
As the air warms, the droplets evaporate back into the air.
So we talk about that?
Again?
The
The
droplets
air warms
change
and
to water
evaporates?
vapor, the way they were before.
So if you cool down moist air, you get fog. Warm up the air, the fog goes away.
You got it. Great. Now we know how to make fog. Back to the northern frontier.
Wait, we know how to make fog, but we still don't know
Timothy?
how cold we have to make
Derek?
the air before fog will form.
No problem. All you have to do is figure out the dew point, the temperature at which dew and fog form.
What's a dew point? When you do see fog?
Not that kind of dew.
So, dew point. You know what dew
DEW.
point is?
No.
Did you ever see water droplets on the grass really early
She's
in the
going to
morning?
explain it to you.
Yeah, that's dew.
The dew on
That's
the grass
dew.
in the mornings.
Fog and dew are made the same way, like this.
Pretty fun.
I already knew that.
You already knew that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a little experiment for finding the dew point.
A can of water and a bucket of ice?
We're going to use the ice to cool down the can until we see water droplets, or dew, on the outside of the can.
Like when water droplets form on a glass with an icy cold drink.
Exactly. As soon as we see the droplets, we read the temperature. That's the dew point, the temperature at which condensation forms on the can.
The temperature is at 75 centigrade degrees now, and there aren't any water droplets on the can.
So we know 75 degrees is too warm for fog.
Okay, what'd she say about condensation? Were you guys listening? How do we know we've got condensation on the can? What will we see? Timmy, what will we see?
White stuff. Dew.
Like what kind of white stuff?
Dew. Dewdrop. Water. Dewdrop.
Water drops, right? You should be able to see water droplets for condensation. Okay, now see, watch her temperature. Watch their temperature. See how far they have to go before they
Should
find
I
them.
add some ice?
Yes, please. It's working. The can's getting cold. More ice. Still no water droplets.
It's going
It's
down.
down to
See how their
77
temperature goes
degrees.
down?
Yeah.
So they're lowering the water temperature, right?
Still no water droplets.
It's not cold enough yet.
More ice coming.
Temperature's down to 60.
Water droplets forming. What's the temp now, Jax?
55. That means
So,
the dew
there's
point
your dew
is
point.
55 centigrade degrees.
You
Okay.
got it. Gotta go. Time for another weather report. You guys have all you need?
You bet. Thanks, Miss Gale.
Anytime.
All right. So did she cover what we kind of talked about in our little experiment?
Yes.
Condensation. Tell me again what condensation is.
It is stuff around, like, it is water drops.
Water droplets. What? Yes. Lost my train of thought. Tell me about evaporation. What happens when we have evaporation? If we have fog, what happens when we have evaporation?
It goes way down.
What do you mean it goes away?
It warms down.
It warms up, so the water vapor evaporates, right? So it disappears.
The fog disappears.
So to have fog, what do we have to have? We have to have cool, moist air, right? And what else?
Warm air.
And warm air so that they collide, right?
Yeah. At least 55 degrees.
So are you going to be able to go home tonight and say, hey, we learned about fog today in science, and tell your mom and dad about fog? Do you know how fog forms?
Yeah. Can we try it after school?
There is an easy way for you guys to try this at home if you wanted to. And I'm going to tell you how you do it without using matches. If you have a strainer, like what your mom would use
Put
for
noodles?
spaghetti,
Yeah. Noodles.
a strainer, get a jar, and have your mom run hot water in the jar for about a minute. Dump all the water out except for like an inch. And then put some ice in your strainer and see what happens. Okay? You should be able to get the same thing. It might take you a couple of times with that one, but you should be able to get the same thing. But you guys know, one, how do we get fog?
Ice. Ice. Oh.
Not in these jars. How do we get fog outside?
Coldness and warmness missing.
Mixing, right. What happens when the fog disappears? What is it doing?
It is evaporating. Warming up.
It's It's evaporating. It's because it's warming up outside, right?
Yeah.
Good job. So, if I were to ask later someone, I don't know, if I ask Katie, could you tell me condensation? What's condensation again? Remember? We just talked about it. What's condensation? Because this is stuff, you guys are going to be talking about this stuff coming up in your next unit with weather and when you talk about rain and the thunderstorms and tornadoes and that kind of stuff. What's condensation? Timmy, help her out.
It's water droplets.
Water droplets. Corey, can you tell me about evaporation?
It gets too warm, it evaporates.
The water is fierce. Good job. I'm so proud of you guys. Way to go.
We all know this because it's already on the video.
Well, you learned it in the video, and I taught it to you, right?
I already knew it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. Good job.
I know. Jimmy knows everything about weather.
Know everything about weather. All right, Braxton, you have a question?
I can't tell my dad. Well, not everything.
You can't. Oh. Okay. Your mom would be excited, though. I bet your mom would be
My
excited.
dad's in jail.
I bet your mom would be
You can
excited.
send him
though.
it out.
Okay,